Before I begin the video, I will remind you to please click like if you like my content and subscribe to our channel, tell a friend, and more importantly, go to our website and send us your email address to become a VIP that we can send you announcements and VIP benefits that we'll think of as we go along. So thank you very much, and let's go on. Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. I would like to rework these three bonsai, three pine trees that I've been updating about every 6 months. Please refer back to the previous video here for you to see how the progression it is. And roughly, my dates, I don't keep very close tab of dates. This is about not a 5-year-old tree, called a 3 to 4-year-old tree. This is probably 12 to 15-year-old tree. This is probably 15 to 20, and this is probably 25 to 45 age of tree. And I added this tree to, in some sense, to show a progression from a very young to a much older tree to know what to expect. But instead, I will work backwards from the older tree because there's actually less work with the older tree. And the more I look at this tree, the more I'm unhappy with it. I like to redesign it. And this one, also I need to take it out of the pot and redesign it. I think you'll be interested to see the thought process behind how to improve a pine tree. Pine trees is kind of known to be difficult. Most people are afraid of handling it, but actually, in fact, it's one of the easiest trees once you understand the basics. And the basics, frankly, is to prune the tree when a certain length, and you prune it many times at the same time, keeping to about the same length of the remaining trunk. And over time, all the needles will be shortened and of the uniform size. So I bought this tree about 5 years ago from an auction, and I didn't really like it because the root is terrible, and I reoriented to hide that part which has no roots. But I think I'm beginning to like it because it should be okay. So two things I need to do when I rework a tree. I need to reposition the branch, and that's one thing. Reorient the tree, reposition the branch, and then work on the leaves to make the needle of the similar size. So this one, basically what I will do is I will try to pull this back by putting in a eye bowl and pull this down. I don't particularly like to wire because I can create the same term quite easily by clipping. But on the other hand, the old branch, it tends to droop by its own weight in nature, so I would simulate that. And so what I will do is I will probably cut this off and then make this into kind of a part of the branch. So right now I'm not worrying about the branching, but rather in a sense of the length of the needle, but rather the design of the tree. And so that's roughly what it will be. And I'll come back and work on the needle to make the needle uniform in length. And then I should work from the top down. So let me study what might be the apex. And given the tree that's fairly contorted, and then here is a branch coming up, I think actually making this the apex is actually quite appropriate. A tree comes up like this, goes up like this, coming up, and then comes up like that. So with that in mind, then I'll probably clip this off and then clip off here. So I will have something coming up like this and branching out here. And then I don't need these branches down here. And so I'll cut them off and pull them off for the branch that's going down. So what I'm working towards is to have this branch become the apex, which I never saw before. I was thinking more over here. But this tree coming up like this, going like this, and going out like this, and then coming like this. So it's by clipping that I create the turns. And then this branch can come down, this branch can go up, and there will be branch coming down this way. So it will have the triangle here over time. But, that will be wait till the next time, next clipping, which is about 6 months from now. So over time, I think that's would make this a very educational video because it's showing 4 pine trees, how they progress nicely. And so this tree, this one to be the lower branch, so I want to clip that in mind. It doesn't have to be quite right, but more approximately right. And then next time I'll make it more right until it's completely right. In a sense, correct, right? In the sense of correct. And you want to thin off so that it will grow out without being cluttered. And you see a lot of these branches should not be existing because they only clutter up things. I should really look at this tree from the front so I don't make a mistake. And so if I chose this to be the apex, then I don't need something up here. So I'll actually cut some off. So it's fairly brutal. You have to make these brutal moves or else the tree will never be right. So it will be quite bare, but believe me, in about 6 months, when I show you this tree again, it will look not so bare, but it would give me, again, a clipping opportunity to refine it yet one more time to give it a refined look over time. So while this is imperfect, again, it's a part of the progression. I'm a little bit perplexed about what to do with this because this branch is coming out and this branch really should use this to fill this hole. So that's what I'll do, even though it looks a little bit contrived. I don't want the branch to go backwards on itself, so I cut it. So anything that's not right, you cut it, it's okay, because it will grow back to give you a new design opportunity. So that's all the shaping I would do. Not much I can do at this point. And the idea is that you have a tree that's coming up like this, and this becomes the apex, this comes down, this part is the apex. And then you have this branch going down, this over here, and to fill this hole, and then this hole. But it's not so obvious now, but you will see that next time. And in this case, I just cut off fairly big branches like this one. If I cut it off here, just to show you the technique about shortening needles. Basically, I have now left little needle clusters about this length, and then new shoots will come out from where these needles are, and then I'll select them by cutting them again. And after a few times, doing them all at once, all of the needles will come out relatively uniformly. So again, you can see it's a squatty little tree about this high with branches going down quite full. In about 2 years, it'll be very full. And then this branch coming down, it's a very nice triangle. That's a standard design. Okay, now let me move on to the next one. I think these overgrown long candles will give me a much better opportunity to show you the technique to refine the to keep the needles uniform. This is the same tree as I showed you about 9 months ago. And here is a previous photo after I clipped it. And I want to show you how much has grown in a period of 9 months now. And then now I'll work on this one and show you how much I will clip off, and then compare that with the previous 9 months after clipped off. This one is about 25 years old, 25 years old. You can see there's a very long growth and a very long growth. I was trying to make this the apex. I think it's okay. Yeah, that's okay. So this tree is coming up and coming up like this, and then it's going down like that and going back like that, and then these go to the side. So let me cut them off to redesign it. So like this is definitely out of shape. You rather want the branch to go down, as I said, this branch going down. And the same, I don't need to increase the length that much, but maybe I increase the length to about this much, this branch. So if I cut it here, basically new branches will come out here to fill out this hole. And then okay, so that's that branch. And then the same thing with this one is coming up, and that's too long. I think I'd rather have going out this way and this way, so I'd rather cut off this one and see what happens next time. And then this one, I think the decision is to make this the apex. So I probably don't want to gird it, so I'll remove it. It should be already in place. You see, it didn't move much. Then I want this branch to come up, right? That's the apex, and then this goes down. And so with that in mind, I'll probably twist this a little bit. So this branch will be going down, and then let it go that way. So now I have an apex coming up this way with the turn coming up, and then turn. And then this goes down. So this is coming up, so this should be going this way, so I cut off here. I'd rather have a branch coming down this way, so I don't want something to go up. So I cut it off. And again, I'm trying to create a triangle and the paths. So this one should fill out this hole, but it doesn't need to go that far back. So I cut this one off and make a branching over here. That's a good idea. So the question that is often raised is what's a good time to prune your pine tree. And there is really no good time or bad time because they do grow fastest during the spring and summer months. But pine trees are basically active, I think, almost all year round in our mild climate. And so as far as clipping goes to shape, you can do it anytime. And in fact, you can practically repot at any time except the very hot months of the summer months. But even then, if you repot it, if you don't remove much of the roots and let it, like this one, I think it's really kind of long, but what can I do, I think I should just try to clip it a little bit to shape it to encourage branching below. And then I'm almost done with this tree as well. So this tree, I think this is outgrowing a little too much. So I like to have this fill out the hole. So I leave it alone for a minute, in a sense for now. And hopefully this part will grow out to fill that hole a little bit later. but I think I probably need this to keep that part full rather than kind of a blank spot. So you keep the branches long, like, to change the design shape, but you clip it and leave some needles so that it will shoot out rather than this part died off. So that's what you do to let the candles grow long, and then use that to change your design, because now you have a branch that's long. You can wire it to put in place or something. So there you are. And this is the second tree I worked on about 9 months ago, and here is the previous 9 months, and then I work on it and show you what it looks like. Now I saved these two to work the last because that takes a little bit, maybe take a little bit longer, but not so long. But I'm going to make major changes. I really don't like this tree, kind of a semi-cascade over a hill. Doesn't look very natural. So in fact, my contemplate is to take it out of the pot and reposition it into this shape. So you can see it's going to be quite a tall tree. It'll be about this tall, but it'll be kind of informal upright. I think that could be more interesting. I don't know. Maybe I should not do this one, but rather show you how to shorten the needle of this tree for you to critique next time. So for example, if I choose that, in fact, let me take it out of the pot. It's not the greatest time to do it, but on the other hand, it would not set back this tree very much. It's a very healthy growing tree, and if I don't disturb much of the roots, I can see what the tree will look like much better. You really have to orient the tree to see. I reoriented the tree a little bit, and if I pull this branch down and make it the apex, it's not that such a tall tree. And I think it's got a very interesting curve without being a kind of a hovering tree. I would do that. You have to be decisive. If it's not right, you can always change your mind later. It's not the end of the world. And I think this branch, I probably need to rewire it, even though I don't like to wire. I'll wire it to make it go this angle, and I'll make the branching start off here and here. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video so far. We got a lot more going on. This is about halfway. Please click like if you like my content, and subscribe to our channel, tell a friend, and more importantly, go to our website and sign up to become a VIP for goodies. What I've done is to totally reoriented the tree because I did not like the look of the previous design. And that's what you have to do. I mean, but at any one time, establish a vision and then work towards the vision, or else it will be flapping in the breeze, do things opportunistically and never done quite right. So you always refer to the bigger picture of your vision of what you want it to become, and then work towards it. So like this got to be the apex, so I have to be a little careful with it. Yeah, okay, so that could be a nice apex. When it's going up this way, I didn't want it to be. I wanted to rather come down, then I clip it, then something will shoot out that the next time I can make it go the direction I want it. So get rid of the more concern with the seeing stuff that's going the wrong angle, and then what comes out may very well be the right angle for you to use. So here's an example. What do you do with a branch coming out this way and a branch going out this way like an arch? It's not very good, but I want this branch to come this way, so I cut it here. And so the next time, what happens is that there'll be branches coming out here to fill out this, to make this little pad. And then I pull out the redundant needles. And then this one, I'll cut off a little bit, cut off and leave a little bit. And then this will start to shoot out this way. In a sense, it will come out at all angles. And then I'll choose the ones that go in at the right angle. Now I have a branch that comes out made of turn and then going this way as well, even though in the beginning. And or the other possibility, I just cut this one off altogether. And you can see these little stubs will come out to provide me a branch going out this way. So the clip and grow is a very powerful technique to get the branches in the direction you want. And then never mind how thick or how thin the branch is, but once it gets going, then you will have the opportunity to make it into thicker branch to accentuate that one direction you want to go. Like this one is going up, and I really want a branch to go this way. So I can do the wiring, which will speed up the process tremendously, which I think I should do and could do. But if I instead just clip it off, and yeah, I should wire that. But if I don't, I can clip over here, and these branches will come out in the direction I want, and I picked the one in the direction that I like. I think the speed of wiring and not wiring is really about 3 months. It's not that big a deal, but I don't want to spend time, so I will not wire it. But now, again, you can see this tree, instead of being quite tilted, it's more or less upright, which you can find in nature. And then this is the apex. And then this will be coming down to form the triangle. And so that's the thought process you go through to gradually get to the shape you want. Now let me work on the final branch. And so this tree, this branch, I think it's okay. I think this is a kind of nice curve. So this is going the wrong direction. I cut off. I want this to go branch out this way. So I save these little branch needles, and hopefully it will shoot out. Some of them will become branches in the right direction, and I picked the right one. So this branch, I will wire to go this way, and then this will come out, and then this will branch out this way. I'm just going to cut off any branch that's going the wrong direction and leave enough at the bottom so that the rest will shoot out in the right direction to use the next time. So again, you have to do it with a little bit of a vision or anticipation what it's likely to become. For deciduous trees, it's easy. You want a branch to go this way, you cut above the butt here, and this will go out this way. So it's very easy to direct. It's less obvious for pine, but just remember, pine will shoot out everywhere once you cut it, leaving some needles, and then you have plenty of opportunity to also get it in the branch going the right direction. But what you do is you leave, instead of picking above the bud, which you don't have, is to leave enough side needles so that it will shoot out, in a sense, needle stubs, so that it will shoot out to be the right direction. So now you see, I reorient the tree to be quite a different design by tilting it upright, and I replant it back in the spot this way. But you can see it's a nice curve going up this way, very pleasant. And then I'll gradually work these branches to go down. I think it'll be a nice tree. This is the last one of the previous pine. It's a small, the youngest. It's about 3 years old. I show you what it looked like before, but it's grown quite a bit out of range in the sense of the design considerations. So I will clip it quite severely to show you what I have in mind. I want to remind you, this was an upright tree, and I cut off the top, and so these side branches came out. I got it as like a 2-year-old seedling, And we've been fooling around with it for almost 2 years now. So it's about a 4-year-old, 5-year-old seedling. And I will now take it out of the pot because I'm totally confused what the tree wants to do. But you can see there's a tremendous amount of fibrous roots. So I'm not worrying about kind of disturb it during not the most optimum season, in the sense it's not fall or spring. But I want to study the tree so I can optimize the design. Right now I can see the roots need some pruning because they are kind of curled up and kind of random orientation. But one possibility is to make this tree like this, right, which is essentially what it was before. But I would probably let it grow up here, maybe up here. So this tree would come up and grow up here because there's some needles, so it would likely come up. And then these branches can come down, become a kind of a, I guess call them not quite semi-cascade, but Miyagi style, in a sense, going up, and then a big branch coming down. I don't know, it's not that big a deal, but so let me just do it quickly. And if it's not right, it's okay. Can always start over again. But I want to figure out how to do the roots so that it will look right eventually. So, like right now, this tree coming up like this will be a branch coming down, that's fine. But this is a little too short to kind of make quick turn. So I cut it off here. But you notice that there's some green. So these will likely become branches. So this tree will come up and make a turn this way. And then these will be the side branches. And then this will be the side branches. And the roots are really awkward. So you need to take care of the roots when the tree is still very young, because otherwise it gets increasingly more difficult. So in this case, I don't need a branch going up this way, right, that near. So I cut it, and I'll probably use this branch for the side, and then probably something like this here. So what's likely to happen is that this tree is now coming up like this, and then these will be the side branches, and then it's coming down. This will be the side branch. This will be the side branch, because some of these needles will come out, and then if I do this and do this and pull off these, then the likelihood is I will get a branch coming out here, and then I can get branches going out that way. What the Japanese book basically said is the following. If you have a long candle that grew out like this, and if you want the trunk to grow out here and then start branching, that's your design, then what you do is the following. You clip this off, then this will be growing, and then what you can do is that you leave clusters. So suppose you say, I want to leave this as a cluster to have a branch here. So what you will end up is that you will have branch here going this way. This branch will come out here this way. There will be a whole cluster here for you to choose from, but for sure there will be a branch going that way. So in fact, if you like, you can clip out the rest of it, and this one will become a branch, even though right now it's just a cluster of needles. So that's how you can take one with a lot of needles and pinch it in groups, form groups, and that's where the branch will come out for you to use later. So I think that's all I can do with this tree for now. It doesn't look like much, but I will have something to work on. another in 6 months to show you the progress. You need to do the roots while this is still young. This is not that young a tree. You should really do it sooner. And what the Japanese book says is the following: when the seeds coming out, they are very tiny. It may be, when the seeds just emerge, like several months that emerge, you have a little thing like that with a very long taproot. And what you do is you cut the taproot right here. In fact, they cut it all the way to the branch. And then the taproot would branch out, would form the fibrous roots radially out. And so your new bonsai tree will have radially out roots. That's really beautifully done. Like this tree, I think the beginner has done this, so you can see the roots look nice. Whereas this one, he did not. And therefore, it's all kind of a messed up. And like this tree is quite messed up. So what I can do is I can force the issue by cleaning off the top. So in fact, I did not follow my basic principle. My basic principle is to always begin with the roots. This time I begin with the top, but I think it's okay. So what I do now is that I say I'm gonna make this tree going up this way. So now I have a tree that's like this, going up this way, and I have a root that's coming out this way. In fact, you can see the roots comes up here, not very desirable, but this is a beautiful root. You see, it comes out, and then there's some curving around the roots that's not very nice. So what you can do is to quite drastically cut it now. So that would heal over, no longer show the curling roots. You see, this is actually a root curling around and not very desirable at all. But now what I've done is that I make this a very nice root. You see, it's coming out radially out, and this one is coming out radially out. So if I cut it here to force more roots growing down, this will be a nice root. And in fact, you can see this root will become the root. And then this one is coming up, not very desirable. So again, you force it at this point, you will not kill the tree because you cut off a lot of branches to compensate for the root loss. So you can be quite aggressive in cutting back the roots to make roots right. So for this tree, I bought it when it's a couple 3 years old. I should have really done it immediately, and I wish the guy that sold me the tree would have done it. But if I cut it here, it's going back this way. If I cut it here, this root will grow out this way to make it more radial. And then this root is going up, so just cut it. Maybe something below will shoot through to make it more radially out. And then next time when I repot it, I work on the roots again. And each time I improve the roots a little bit, there will be no more kind of a messed up roots. So what I've done with this tree is that I would work on some of the roots when I repot it. But in the meantime, I changed the apex into something that I think would be more conventional triangle. And then I did not worry very much about the cutting technique to reduce the length of the needle to uniformity, because there's not much needle left, and I'll do it the next time around. And then this tree, I also reworked the apex, and I didn't change much, and then thin out the needles so that the rest will grow in a nice way that I wanted it. But this one, I did a major change. I gone from a curve like that, I think, in a sense quite slanted, to something that's a little bit more upright. And I think make the tree look a lot more pleasant than contrived. And I think that's what you wanted to do. And I think as time goes on, I can make it more upright, and I think you'll like it. And for this one, it's very early formative stage. But I'm gradually forming basically a informal upright that are very traditional in design. And in the meantime, clean out the root structure so that it will not have these curved roots, winding roots, but rather spread out roots over time. But it's in fairly bad shape, so I had to work on it many, many times to get there eventually. So I thank you very much for watching, and I see you next week. Hey, I'm selling bonsai. Don't take me seriously, but consider buying a bonsai from Bonsaiheirloom. They really are well implemented and designed for easy maintenance and longevity to become your heirloom. And right now, July, we have a 25% sale if you order more than one. That's an opportunity that will not come up very often, but we may offer specials for occasions, but not for general sales. So please order your bonsai today and enjoy your bonsai. So thank you very much. I hope to see you next week.